Hello friends, welcome in this video session of thermal resistance of first unit of heat transfer. My name is Mr. S. V. Kumbar, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadra, Ichalkaranji. So today we are going to learn review of electrical resistance, conduction thermal resistance, procedure to determine thermal resistance, and few problems related to conduction, convection and radiation, convective thermal resistance and radiation thermal resistance. So we will start with a review of electrical analogy. In earlier lecture we have studied typical electrical circuit, and here flow of electricity is dependent on current, potential difference and electrical resistance. By taking analogy we can draw equivalent thermal circuit as here current is equivalent to rate of conduction, potential difference is equivalent to temperature difference and electrical resistance is equivalent to thermal resistance. So we will start with conduction thermal resistance. So as per Ohm's law, current I is equal to potential difference delta V upon electrical resistance R. By electrical analogy, heat flow rate Q is equal to temperature difference delta T upon thermal resistance. Now here electrical current I is analogous to heat flow rate Q, potential difference delta V is analogous to temperature difference delta T, and electrical resistance R is analogous to thermal resistance of heat flow. Now just compare these two equations, we will get from Fourier's law of heat conduction, just compare these two, we will get Q conduction is equal to minus Ka dt upon dx, and thereby we get Rth conduction is equal to dx upon Ka. Or even if you just equivalent those two terms, we will get thermal resistance, that is conduction thermal resistance is equal to dx upon Ka, where dx is the breadth or thickness of any material, K is thermal conductivity and A is the area perpendicular to the direction of heat flow. So how to determine thermal resistance? We can determine thermal resistance by applying laws of resistors. If we connect two resistors in series or parallel, then same laws we will implement to determine its equivalent resistance. In the first figure, resistors R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. Therefore, its equivalent resistance is calculated by 1 upon R equivalent is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Similarly, when two resistors R1 and R2 are connected in series, so its equivalent resistance can be calculated by formula R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2. Now I would like to mention here, student must just remember this equation. We will require this equation while solving numericals related to heat transfer problem. So we just need to identify that resistance is connected either in parallel or in series, and depending upon parallel or series we have to use its equivalent resistance formula. So we will see one problem. Calculate the rate of heat transfer per unit area through a copper plate 45 mm thick whose one face is maintained at 350 degrees centigrade and other face is at 50 degrees centigrade. Take thermal conductivity of copper as 370 watt per meter square Kelvin. So while solving numericals of either thermodynamics or heat transfer problems, I would like to suggest one thing. First of all, try to draw a simple figure so that it will give us better idea. So draw a simple figure here. So what is given? Read that problem carefully calculate the rate of heat transfer per unit area through a copper plate. One copper plate is given of 45 mm thick, whose one end is 350 degrees centigrade and other face is at 50 degrees centigrade, and we have to determine heat flow rate through this copper plate. So try to write down the given data, which is very important step. So in the very first sentence, thickness of copper plate B or dx is given as 45 mm. Convert it in meter, that is 0.045 meter. After that, temperature at left face of copper, that is T1, is given as 350 degrees centigrade. Temperature at right face of copper plate, T2, is given as 50 degrees centigrade. And thermal conductivity of copper K is equal to 370 watt per meter square Kelvin. It is in given, right? And we have to determine rate of heat transfer per unit area through copper plate. Now remember, here area is not given, but heat transfer has to be calculated per unit area, means automatically area is given as 1 meter square. So from Fourier's law of heat conduction, we can write Q conduction is equal to Ka dt upon dx. Question is regarding rate of heat transfer per unit area. Therefore, we will shift this A to left hand side. So rewriting this equation, we will get Q conduction upon area, which is 1 meter square, is equal to K dt upon dx. Now if the question was asked like this, calculate the rate of heat transfer through a copper plate, here equation first has to be considered, because area must be multiplied to that equation, that is Q conduction is equal to Ka dt upon dx. But here rate of heat transfer per unit area is asked, that's why I take this area to left hand side and write down this equation again, where dt is T1 minus T2, 350 minus 50, that is equal to 300, and thickness, that is a dx, is given as 45 mm, that is 0.045. Substitute all the data, we will get required answer as Q conduction upon A, K is 370 into 300, that is temperature difference, upon dx is its thickness. So we will get 2.466 into 10 raised to 6 watt per meter square. This is required answer. Okay, so we will solve one more problem. A plain wall is 150 mm thick and wall area is 4.5 meter square. If its conductivity is 9.35 watt per meter square degree centigrade and surface temperatures are steady at 150 degrees centigrade and 45 degrees centigrade, determine question 1 heat flow across plane wall, question 2 temperature gradient in the direction of heat flow. So as I mentioned earlier, try to draw a simple figure. I will not draw that figure once again here. So draw a figure and its thickness is 150 mm. In earlier problem, its area was not given and we had to calculate heat transfer per unit area, but here area is given, right? So if its conductivity is 9.35 and surface temperatures are steady at 150 and 45 degrees centigrade, determine heat flow across plane wall. Means only we have to calculate Q. Before that, try to write down the given data. So in very first line, a plane wall is 150 mm thick. So thickness of plane wall is given as 150 mm, that is 0.15 meter. Area of wall is also given 4.5 meter square. Temperature at left face, that is T1, is given as 150 degrees centigrade. Temperature at right face, that is T2, is equal to 45 degrees centigrade. Thermal conductivity of wall K is given as 9.35 watt per meter square degree centigrade. And the question is heat flow across the plane wall. Again, from Fourier's law of heat conduction, Q conduction is equal to Ka dt upon dx. So try to identify the given data. Here K is given, A is given, temperature T1, T2 are given, dx is also given. So substitute all the data, given data in given equation. Question 1 is regarding heat transfer. So we have to calculate Q conduction, where Tt is equal to T1 minus T2 is 150 minus 45 degree centigrade, 105 degree centigrade, and thickness dx or B is equal to 150 mm. So we will get Q conduction is equal to, the value of K is 9.35, area is given as 4.5 meter square, the temperature difference dt is 150 minus 45 upon 0.15. We will get answer as 29,452.5 watt, that is 29.45 kilowatt. In the second question, the temperature gradient in the direction of heat flow is asked. Temperature gradient means dt upon dx, as we have already studied, right? So just rewriting the equation as dt upon dx is equal to minus Q conduction upon Ka is equal to, substitute Q conduction as 29,452.5 divided by the value of K is 9.35 and the value of A is 4.5. So here the answer is in negative. Why does it happen? Because temperature decreases in the direction of heat flow, that's why temperature gradient is negative, right? This is our second answer. These problems they may ask for 6 marks, right? So next, convection thermal resistance. So let's take one example. One hot surface is kept in atmosphere. So what will happen? Air will flow over that hot surface. So that hot surface will transfer heat energy to fluid, right? So from Newton's law of cooling for convection, we can write Q convection is equal to H into A into Ts minus Tf, where H is constant of proportionality, that we call it as convective heat transfer coefficient, A is the area over which fluid is flowing, Ts is the temperature of surface, that is hot surface, and Tf is the temperature of fluid, that is air. Just rewriting this equation from electrical analogy. In electrical analogy, we have studied electrical current I is equal to potential difference upon resistance. Very similar to this, Q convection, that is heat energy, is equal to temperature difference, and that HA is rewritten as 1 upon HA. So just remember, we have modified first equation by second equation here. Just HA is taken to denominator, so it will become 1 upon HA. Now if you compare this equation to electrical analogical equation, we will get thermal convective resistance as 1 upon HA. Here convective thermal resistance is written as 1 upon HA, and its equivalent circuit is drawn like this, where Ts is the surface temperature, Tf is the fluid temperature. Heat will flow from higher temperature to lower temperature through that equivalent resistance, that is convective thermal resistance. Now remember, we have to solve numericals in the upcoming lecture on this thermal resistances, right? Laws of radiation. There are 4 to 5 laws of radiation, out of which we will see only 3 here. So first, Wien's displacement law. It states that the wavelength lambda m corresponding to maximum energy is inversely proportional to absolute temperature T of hot body. That is, lambda m is inversely proportional to T. Therefore, lambda m into T is equal to constant. This is first law of radiation. Second law is related to Kirchhoff's law. It states that the emissivity of body at particular temperature is numerically equal to its absorptivity for radiant energy from a body at the same temperature. We will see these law once again in last unit, that is radiation. Third law is related to Stephen Boltzmann law, which is very important, and this law states that the emissive power of a black body is directly proportional to fourth power of its absolute temperature. That is, Q is directly proportional to T raised to 4, and we can just write that formula as Q is equal to Fa T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. Now, one example is also shown. One body is at T1 degree centigrade and another body is at T2 degree centigrade, provided that T1 is greater than T2. What will happen? Heat will transfer from high temperature body 1 to high temperature body 2, low temperature body 2. And here the amount of heat radiated is calculated by the equation Q is equal to F sigma A T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4, where F is a factor depending on geometry and surface properties. Sigma is Stephen Boltzmann constant, and the value for Stephen Boltzmann constant is 5.67 into 10 raised to minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin raised to 4, and A is the area in meter square. T1 and T2, these are the temperatures either in degrees or Kelvin of this body. Generally, temperature must be in Kelvin. So, this equation can be rewritten as Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by 1 upon F sigma A T1 plus T2 into bracket T1 square plus T2 square. If you compare this equation to analogy of electrical resistance, in electrical resistance, electrical current is equal to potential difference divided by resistance. Here, heat energy is analogous to electrical current, temperature difference is analogous to potential difference, and radiation thermal resistance RTH is written as 1 upon F sigma A into bracket T1 plus T2 into T1 square plus T2 square. We will see one more numerical. Example number 3. A surface having an area of 1.5 meter square and maintained at 300 degrees centigrade exchanges heat by radiation with another surface at 40 degrees centigrade. The value of factor due to geometric location and emissivity is 0.52. Determine heat lost by radiation, the value of thermal resistance, and the value of equivalent convection coefficient. So, as I said earlier, try to write down the given data. In very first sentence, area is given, A is 1.5 meter square, its temperature T1 is 300 degrees centigrade. Try to convert temperature in degree Kelvin. So just add 273 in it, we will get 573 Kelvin. Temperature T2 is also given 40 degrees centigrade. Convert it in Kelvin and its geometrical factor is given F as 0.52. So by Stephen Boltzmann equation, we can write heat lost by radiation Q is equal to F sigma A T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4, where sigma value we must know 5.67 into 10 raised to minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin raised to 4. So Q is equal to F value is 0.52, sigma value is 5.67 into 10 raised to minus 8, area is given 1.5, temperature T1 is 300, convert it in Kelvin, that is 573 raised to 4, and temperature T2 is 40 degrees centigrade, convert it in degree Kelvin, that is 313 raised to 4. We will get Q is equal to 4343 watt. Okay. So second question is the value of thermal resistance. The value of thermal resistance is calculated by Q is equal to T1 minus T2 upon radiation thermal resistance. So radiation thermal resistance is equal to T1 minus T2 upon Q. So T1 value is 573 minus T2 value is 313 and Q value is 4343. So we get radiation thermal resistance as 0.0598 degrees centigrade per watt. The question third is the value of equivalent convection coefficient. So Q is equal to HA Ts minus Tf. Now equivalent convection coefficient means if this heat transfer could be done by convection, then what would be convective heat transfer? So the amount of heat radiated now here is taken as the amount of heat convected. So Q is equal to HA Ts minus Tf. So Q value is given as 4343. H we have to determine. Area will remain same, that is 1.5, and Ts and Tf both are remain same, that is 573 and 313. We will get its equivalent convective coefficient H is equal to 11.13 watt per meter square degrees centigrade. So thank you very much.